Peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another Sonetta TV House of Consciousness production. You already see what the title is. This is going to be strong and powerful. There's a sister by the name of Jasmien Vaughn. Jasmien Vaughn, who have came out and said at the age of 14 that y'all know the rapper Paul Wall. Y'all know the rapper Wall, the white boy. She said that he raped her. So I would love to hear her story. Would y'all like to hear it? Shout out, shout out to Khalil Omani. Khalil Omani did a story on that, and he has definitely passed it to me. And he said he would like for everybody to get on this story and let's deal with this issue. So I'm gonna get the sister on the line and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna have some a conversation on what really happened. Okay. Paul Wall allegedly raped a 14-year-old young lady. And let me see if I got a picture of the sister here. Yeah, you see it up there, right? You see it. There it is right there. That's the sister right there. So we're going to get into that. Let me give the sister a ring, catch up with her. Hopefully the sound is clear. We can hear her real good. Yeah, sounding good right now.
Hello,
Peace and Black Power, my sister Jasmien Vaughn. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Right now we are live. Right now we are on We on Sonetta Studios. My bad. We are on Sonetta Studios, and I was explaining to the people a little something about your story, but nobody could tell it better than you. And what I would like to first like for you to do is introduce yourself to the people. We hear
My
you
name is
right now.
my name is Jasmien Vaughn.
Okay, Jasmien Vaughn. Let me get right back to you in a minute. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere, my sister. All right, we got Jasmien Vaughn on the line, and she have accused of Paul Wall of raping her. Yes, sister.
Yes.
Okay. Being from Texas, how was your upbringing? Let's start there. Being from Texas, how was your upbringing, sister?
Well, I had a rough upbringing. My mom had 6 kids, and I was the third oldest of six, also a twin. Um, she just, she did the best that she could with 6 kids. My mom was, she was a good mom. She did the best that she knew how.
Okay. Can you explain to us? You were 14 years old when all of this went down.
Yes, 14.
Okay. How old are you today, my sister?
I'm 29.
Oh wow, 29. Okay. Uh, have you ever at this time did you go for help? Did you go to anybody for help or anything like that when this all went down?
I confided in my cousin. I pretty much told her what happened at night, and then, of course, after finding out I was pregnant, I had to go ahead and tell my mom what had happened and who the father was.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
So he impregnated you as well.
yes,
And you kept the baby.
no, no, I had an abortion with the baby. I was 14, and at that time, I just had a lot going on. I was already dealing with sexual assault from my childhood, and it was just wasn't something that I wanted to do.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell your story. I'm gonna fall back and sit back and allow you to tell your story from the beginning to the end, if you could, and talk to our people. You got the floor, my sister. Talk it. Let's take it from the TOP, from the top.
Okay, when I was 14, I met Paul Wall. My oldest cousin, Christy, had told me about a concert that was coming into town and asked if I wanted to go. I said yes. She told me that, the club was for older people, but, I could get in, but I wouldn't be allowed to be in the front with the adults. I would have to stay in the back. So that night, we went to the club. I was in the back of the club, of course. Like I said, I was told not to go in the front. So there was a back little section of the club that I stood at to watch the party, and I sat there all night pretty much, and about halfway through the night, I noticed a guy that was sitting in like a VIP section. He was trying to get my attention, and when I looked over, he told me to come over. He signaled for me to come over, and I pointed at myself as like me, like he wanted me to come over. And I went over. I talked to him. We introduced ourselves, and he asked me if I wanted to hang out with him and come party with him in his section. And I was like, yeah. So I went into the section. We started talking. He asked me my name. He told me his name. Um, and we just kind of pretty much just talked about different things all throughout the night. He asked me if I drank. He gave me some beers. All throughout the night, he was pretty much the one that was giving me all of the alcohol. And when I say alcohol, I mean beer. We didn't drink any like hard liquor, just beer, my beverages. And we started making out. And he had to go on stage and perform. He came back. We continued to talk, continued to make out, more drinks. Um, and so then we got on the subject of, me being a virgin. And I told him, hey, yeah, I'm a virgin. I told him how old I was, that I was 14. He kind of came off as like he didn't believe that I was 14. So, but I made sure I told him that, hey, I'm 14. I just turned 14 here in September. And we just kept talking about his music. I told him that I had been raped before, and we just continued to drink all night and hang out. It was just me and him. Later on that night, after he performed again, he took me to a backer part of the club, which was like another back section of his VIP section, so we could be alone, excluded from the club. And there is where we had sex. He penetrated me, and of course, I started bleeding. He looked down, he saw the blood, and he was like, "Wow, you are a virgin." And some people came in, they pulled them up off of me. I pulled my pants up. I stayed in the back section for a while because it was blood on my pants, and I didn't feel comfortable going back out into the club scene. And when I came back to the VIP section where they were, we just continued drinking. I remember passing out, waking up in this guy's arms, and he was like holding me over a pool table, and he carried me to the limo, and in the limo is where I woke up in his lap, and I just told him, hey, I don't feel comfortable going, and my cousin don't know where I'm at. He's like, kept trying to assure me that she knew where I was, that I was safe, and I just climbed over everyone, and got out of the limo and ran to find my cousin, and I pretty much from there told her what had happened.
Mm. Um, did he force himself on you?
I wouldn't say force, um, but I was, so intoxicated that, eventually at some point when I did try to push him up off me, I couldn't because I was too intoxicated, and he was a much bigger guy than me. So they had to come pull him up off of me. And when I say they, I mean whoever his entourage was at the time, they came and pulled him up off of me because I couldn't get him off of me.
Now, when you say they had to come and pull him off of you, so that means you were screaming or you was going crazy or
I mean,
crying or something like that.
I was trying to push him off of me. I was turning my head back and forth, just trying to get him off of me. He was heavy. I was drunk.
Hmm.
I couldn't breathe. So,
So what did your cousin do? I mean, when y'all went together, what happened? Y'all separated? Y'all split up?
well, when I came into the club, she initially, like I said, told me that I couldn't be at the front of the club, so I would have to be at the back, away from everybody else that was drinking and engaging in the club. So, yeah, we were separated. I was in the back of the club by myself entirely.
Let me ask you. So when you went to go get the abortion, how did you get the money? Who paid for the abortion? Who went
My,
with you to the clinic?
my mom and my oldest sister went with me to the clinic. We went to Shreveport for a clinic, and that's where I had the abortion.
Okay, now once they learned that, what happened, sister? Take us through the steps. What did mama do? Did she call the
Well,
authorities? Did y'all try to pursue? What happened?
well, leading up to the abortion, of course, my mom was upset, And at first, I was going back and forth in my mind about having the abortion because I didn't want to. I didn't want to kill my baby. But like I said, just dealing with everything I was dealing with at home, and realizing that I did have other things that I was looking forward to. I knew having a baby just wouldn't be an option. I was ashamed. I didn't want to be a 14-year-old girl having a baby. So I went and stayed with my aunt for a while until I got ready, till I decided what it was that I wanted to do. And initially, I ended up deciding that having an abortion would be the best thing to do. I didn't want him to go to jail. I didn't want to embarrass my family, so I had the abortion.
Okay, so I want to open up the phone lines to see if any of my people would like to tap into this, and y'all might have some questions for the sister. And remember, this is not to beat our people down, to stop them from coming in and telling their story. This is very powerful. Okay, hold on. Peace and Black Power family. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, peace, brother. This your brother Nibiru in Chicago, man. You know I'm watching every day, man.
All right, that's what's up. You know I have the sister Jasmien Vaughn on the line right now, and she's talking about what happened to her as a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, I know. I had a question for her. I was listening to a sister say, and I guess this question is more directed toward her.
All right.
She said when she was in the VIP section. Well, first of all, I just think her cousin made bad decision making, taking her to that club as a minor.
Yeah.
And the next question I had was, she said she was talking to him when they was in the section or whatever. She had told Paul Wall that she had been raped before.
I don't know. Did you say that, sister?
Yes, I had already.
Oh, you told, okay.
By my uncle. Yeah.
By your uncle?
Yeah.
So I was confused when she said she's a virgin. So was she sexually assaulted another way, or I'm just a little confused.
Hold on, brother. Let's hear her story. We're not here to beat up our sister. Let's just hear our story.
I was a virgin as far as having my own free will to make a decision of who I wanted to have sex with. Yes, I was raped and molested by two of my uncles growing up. Yes.
Wow. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, sister.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
By two of your uncles.
So I would just want some clarification on that. I didn't understand that, that language. But I'm sorry. It was all terrible all around, sister.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I hope you're able to find some justice.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All
man.
right.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. But sister, how are you coping with that right now today? What are you doing to strengthen yourself? Yes, you're still in therapy right now.
I've been trying to just not to keep holding myself accountable for what happened to me, because even though he did what he did, I still blame myself. I still try to find a way to blame myself. Well, maybe if I didn't have on those jeans, or maybe if I wouldn't have walked over there, it's hard.
It's really not your fault. It's not your fault. But what's even damaging is the other two that you said by your uncles. That right there is damaging.
Yeah, and just with the whole Me Too movement and everything that was going on, it was just like I can't get away from this. No matter how much therapy I do, no matter how much I talk about it, I can't run from what I've been through. I keep trying to block it out. I keep not trying to think about it, but it's everywhere, and it feels good. Not saying that anything that happened to any of them other women, is right, but it feels good to know that I'm not alone. Because for a long time, I thought I was the only girl that this was happening to. I was the only girl being taken advantage of, but I'm not. And now I can share my story and have somebody else to come out and say, hey, if she did it, I can do it too.
Okay, hold on.
Call from
Nikki.
Peace and Black Power, sister. What's your name and where you calling from?
Nikki.
Yes. What's up, Nikki?
How are you?
Good. You hear our sister on the line telling her story about her
I
being
know. I
molested.
got a
She was being molested
I
by
got a
her
question.
two uncles. Two uncles,
Yeah.
sister.
So she said when she was in the back with him, she didn't hurry up back out because she had blood. Where did the blood come from?
It came from him. He was the first person I had sex with on my own. So like I say, he popped my cherry. That's what they call it. I was bleeding.
You coming forth is a very brave thing.
Yes.
And keep your head up. I hope you get justice, and I will keep you in prayer.
Do you have any
Thank you.
positive advice for her too? Anything else you would like to offer?
When she's going through to therapy, she needs to stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And your cousin shouldn't have took you to the club.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, as a 14-year-old girl, I could just oh man, that's crazy right there.
But you've been through a lot just by your two uncles. And now this, like, you've been through a lot. You need to stick with therapy.
Yeah, I have a good therapist.
And I will
She's-
definitely keep you in prayer.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sister.
That's all I wanted.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Call from
Peace and Black Power family. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's happening?
Man, I just like to ask two questions.
You breaking up, brother. You're breaking up.
That I just want to ask the sister two questions.
Yeah, but you're breaking up, man. You gotta be, you're breaking up. What's the question, brother?
Let me get right here. It's right here. This is what I want to ask her. All right. You know how these cats get down rapping, right? And all that kind of stuff. Was you a wild 14-year-old and wasn't listening to your parents? And after that, when you knew how these dudes was, you wanted to be around that type of environment.
I didn't know anything as a 14-year-old. I was just trying to, get love, spend time with my cousin. Regardless of what happened that night, I just wanted to spend time and be with my cousin. I didn't know that I was going to the club to have sex. I just knew I was going to have a good time. I wasn't a wild 14-year-old. Like I said, I had already been raped and molested at home. This was an opportunity for me to just have fun, and that's what I looked at that as.
You weren't cautious about what had happened. I mean, because I grew up in Richmond, California, around all them cats, Too Short and all of them dudes. So I'm just asking because dudes like that, they always looking at y'all sex symbols and stuff. That's all they want.
Yeah, remember, brother. She's 14 though. Try to remember that. She's 14, 14, and when you're 14, you see things differently. Like you see the world differently. You want to be involved. You want to get down with stuff.
If you're a man and you want to have sex with a 14-year-old, I just think you sick anyway.
Yeah,
that's just my thing on it, bro.
Yeah, I agree, brother.
You know what I'm saying? So we got children her age. I'm just saying she got people that's lacing the sisters up and let them know what's going on, what dudes really want and shit like that, man. Quit fronting. If you're gonna be a player, be a player. If you're gonna be a real man, be a real man.
Right. All right. Thank you, brother. Sister, can you take us through the steps? Because there's a lot of people out there, and we still got to deal with these issues, man. There's a lot of people out there who have been molested, a lot of sisters who've been molested by their daddies, by their uncles, like you're saying, by their mother's boyfriend, by their friends out there. So can you take us through the early process, the early steps of how old was you when your uncle came up in the room and did this?
I was 6 years old when my uncle. Yeah, I was 6 years old initially when my uncle first started raping me. So
now hold on, you're 6 years old. Did he penetrate you at 6 years old? Or no?
Yes, he penetrated me.
And the doctors didn't see nothing? Like when you go to the hospital, they didn't find this out?
I didn't tell until I was about 7. after it started, it was two of my uncles. They was pretty much like rotating. One day it was this uncle, one day it was that uncle. When I finally told I was bleeding, I went to the hospital, and my grandmother at that time, um, it was a family secret, and she didn't want it to get out because she had a high position at the hospital that took care of our town, and it was a small town, so everybody knew her. So if it would have gotten out that her sons was raping her granddaughters, it would have made my family look horrible.
Yeah,
And
she's
so she,
29 years old right now. I see y'all asking in the chat, how old is she now? She's 29. Were they on drugs or anything like that?
I'm not sure. I just know I wasn't the only person. They pretty much raped every granddaughter,
Wow,
every
man.
girl that was in my family. I wasn't the only one that was affected by this.
Where are they now in your life? Where are they?
Well, that cousin that everybody keeps beating down, she was one of the main girls that was raped by my uncles.
Right. I'm saying, where your uncles at now? Like, where
Oh
are they on the world
one.
today?
One is still on the run. The other one was just released October 12th of last year. He has served his time in jail, so he's free.
Mm. You're a strong sister. You know that? You're a strong, brave sister. Thank you for coming on the show and telling our people your story. We definitely got to pass this story on and let everybody know about this Star. I know Star would like, have you been on Star's show yet?
No.
Yeah, I know Star would like to get this story and go in on that. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, this is sad right here, man. We got to do a whole show on this. I'm gonna definitely keep your number because I want to bring a few people in the chat. There's another
Okay.
sister that I'm supposed to be interviewing. You ever heard of the X Clan?
No.
Oh, yeah, there's a sister. All right, go and look up the X Clan when we finish. They're a powerful group.
Okay.
Legendary. You ever heard of the record? This is protected by the red, the black, and the green. You never heard that?
No.
Oh, yeah, you young. You young though. Oh man. Okay, well, there's another sister by the name of Patrice, and she also was gang raped by allegedly by the X Clan. And I would like to get a few of y'all on here where y'all could tell y'all story and y'all could go in on that because this is very important. We need to know about this. This is still going on right now to this day. The sister is 29 years old. How are you able to do this? You're working now, sister. You have children. You're
Yes,
able to you're
I'm
able to have a
working.
relationship.
You know what? I'm working to build relationships back with my sisters and my brothers because at the time, they didn't understand what I was going through. And after, the whole situation with Paul Wall aborting my baby, I kind of lost it psychologically. I was damaged, because I couldn't understand why a man would want to do me like that. Like I just was looking for love. You know what I'm saying? So it just hurted. So I'm trying to repair relationships with my families. And the daughter that I did have, I gave her away because I felt guilty and ashamed of killing my other baby and then trying to raise her. I couldn't do it. I wasn't mentally prepared to take care of her, so I had to make the decision to give her away. But I'm in
Damn.
therapy. I work.
And I know that hurted you, sister. You
Yeah,
gave your
it still
daughter
hurts
away.
because now my daughter is 13. She'll be 14, and she has so many questions. And this will be a way that I can explain it to her. This is what happened to mommy. This is why I made the decision I made. This is why I didn't want to hurt you. This is why I didn't want to put you through that because I hadn't had the help that I needed back then. So I was still hurting, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to take my baby through that.
Mm. When the last time you seen your daughter?
Last year in July. I don't really have a relationship with her, and I'm working to build that.
Mhm.
I'm still affected. I'm still trying to get through this. This is a struggle every day. If I didn't have my makeup, I don't know how I would even make it through the day.
Okay, hold on. Let's get some callers here.
Call from
You know,
Peace and Black Power family. What's your name and where you calling from? Peace and Black Power family. What's your name and where you calling from? Okay. Anybody got any questions for the sister? Any advice for the sister? This is your chance to shine. Call in. Help give some advice.
call from
Chris,
Peace and Black Power. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey man, what's up, man? This is Chris from Houston, Texas.
Hey, Chris, turn it down a little bit so we can hear you. Turn it down in the back. The sister is also from Texas, my brother. Yes, you have any questions or any advice for the sister, brother?
Yeah, man, I just wanted to ask one question. I ain't trying to knock the sisters, you know what I'm
Yes, brother. What's up?
saying? Like, you say the sister, you say right?
We can't hear you, brother. You breaking up, brother.
Oh, my fault. You can hear me better now?
Yeah, a little better. Come on, talk to me.
Now I just wanted to ask the queen. I was trying to see. She said she was 14, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
she was 14.
Now I just wanted to know, like you say, because I just heard you say you was looking for love, but
All right. We gonna move on, man. I don't want callers calling in like that, man. I don't want no callers calling in like that. We're just looking for love. You heard what the sister said. The sister was 14. She was molested by her two uncles. If y'all can't call in to give the sister some positive therapy, some positive some positive talk, then don't even call in with that. Because it sounds like you trying to judge her. You're judging a 14-year-old. We got to stop that, man. And this is why a lot of them don't come out. Because
Yeah.
it looks like we're attacking them. And I don't want that type
Yeah.
of call calling in. Go ahead, sister, talk to me.
Yeah, I just want people to understand, as a 14-year-old, in going to high school, already dealing with rape from two uncles, child abuse already, going through CPS, going through the system, you know, I wasn't going to that club to look for a man to love me, to be with me. I went to spend time with my cousin. My cousin was raped too.
Mm.
I wanted to spend time with my cousin, and not at one time. I didn't even know who this man was, let alone about his music, anything. I went to the club to have a good time. This man preyed on me. He looked for me. He found me. He took me. I didn't ask for any of this. Don't judge me on the choice that I made when I was a kid. A lot of y'all have 13 and 14-year-old nieces, cousins,
That's right.
sisters, brothers.
That's right.
You wouldn't want somebody to take advantage of them regardless. I was a kid.
Let me ask you, sister, because somebody just put a comment in the chat room, and I'm going to ask you, why are you deciding to come out now? You are 29 years old. It happened at 14.
Because I can't run from it.
But hold on.
Because
You've been came out. You just starting to come out more and talk more about it. Check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Throughout the years that, after this had happened, it was a lot of times that I wanted to come forward. I thought about it. It was times that, I talked to other people about it. A lot of people, that know me personally know what I went through. I tried, but because of people like that are out here now attacking us, oh, this and that, that's why I was ashamed. Nobody wants to think about their first time being in a club.
Mm-hmm. Notice, family, notice every molest victim that we talk to, they always say, mostly all of them say the same thing. They was ashamed.
Yeah,
they couldn't just come out. You see that?
Even now, people are still gonna judge me. Oh, maybe you was a groupie. I was 14.
Right.
A groupie of what? I didn't even know this man. I was just beginning my life. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know this man. I just was trying to live my life. Like I was afraid. I was ashamed. Ashamed. Putting that shame on my family. And knowing that my mama held me to a higher standard. She raised us totally different from, other people. But this is what I was around. So I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. Just like a lot of girls now that are young, 15, 16, having sex with older men, having babies, bearing babies by these men. They think it's okay because this is a society that we live in. They think it's okay. It's not okay. I thought it was okay. And it took me 15 years to finally come out and say, hey, you know what? If I can hold my uncles accountable, if I can stand on that stand and hold them accountable, why can't I hold you accountable? Because you Paul Wall? Because you different? Because you got more money than them? Why not? You did this to me, and I'm holding you accountable for it.
Did have you had any contact with Paul Wall after all of this happened? Have you ever seen him again? Did he hear about the stories that you're bringing up? What?
A few weeks ago, I Instagrammed him and I told him, hey, I also with Chameleonaire, hey, I'm coming out. I'm not holding this in no more. About 2 weeks ago, I emailed him and his wife and I said, hey, it's been 15 years. I've held this in for a long time. I've tried to get therapy. I've tried to let it go. I've tried not to think about it, but I can't. With the Me Too movement coming out and everybody coming out, I couldn't run from it no more. It's like God was telling me, you got to do this now. You got to tell. You can't keep holding this in.
Right.
What
You
about
got to
all
let
the
it
other
out.
girls that are holding it? You got to tell. You got to tell. You got to show them that you strong.
What was his response, or did he respond?
No, he did not respond. He didn't respond.
Once again, family, when y'all call in, please be mindful that she was 14 years old. She also been molested by 2 of her uncles. She also have a child that she had to give up because she couldn't bear the burden of looking her baby in the eyes. I think that was a good thing for you to do. Did you give your baby to a family member or something like that?
Yeah, my grandmother is raising her.
Beautiful. That's good.
Yeah, she's raising her.
Okay. Let's get some callers in, man.
Call from
Peace and Black Power family. What's your name and where you calling from? Peace, peace. All right. Let's get some callers up in here. It's a lot of people calling in at the same time.
Call from
Peace and Black Power family. What's your name and where you calling from? Peace, peace, peace. What's happening? All right, peace. What's happening? Okay. I don't know what's going on with the phones right now. Go ahead, finish your stories, my sister.
Okay. That's pretty much, what happened. That
call from
I wanted to finally hold this man accountable and tell him what he put me through.
All right, peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Mushi, calling from California.
All right, what's going on, brother Mushi?
Hey, man. Hey, I just felt compelled to call in, bro, and I listened to this sister, and I can just hear it in her voice, man. And I just wanted to share with everybody that I'm living with a woman right now, bro, and I'm 66 years old, and she's 50. Okay, and she had something that happened to her, bro, and I've been with this woman almost 10 years, and she has told me something happened. But she said she will take it to her grave, bro. She won't even tell me what happened.
Oh, man.
So all you haters out there and all you people out there that is doubting this sister, y'all need to check yourselves, man, because Black women in this world are suffering, bro. I mean, this goes back to ancient times where, and the history, I don't have to go through the history of slavery and all that, but
right.
It's real. It's a real deal, man. It's a real deal. Now, this Me Too movement, there's something to that too. There's something to that too. But it's an individual thing, and I think that I just want to pray for this sister. I believe her, and that's my input, bro.
So you're saying even your lady, brother, she can't even come out and talk to you about it because it's so devastating that she can't even talk to you.
That's what I'm telling you, man. It's a real deal. I mean, I've been with this woman, and we soulmates. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she will not tell me what happened. I asked her. I say, baby, you can tell me. I love you. I'm with you. And she won't even tell me, man, because it hurts so bad, bro. It's painful, man. It's a painful thing. And she's never told nobody. She's never told nobody that it's happened. That something happened to her. Something happened to her, bro. And she told me something happened to her, and she will not tell. She will not tell to this day, bro.
Thank
It's
you,
real
brother.
deal.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. You are the first man to tell me that you believe me. That is so hard.
I believe you, sister, and you be strong. And you be strong, sister. You be strong, and you just tell your tale. Tell it to the world, because that's the only way that you're gonna heal. Is you got to tell. You got to tell it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Oh man, sister. Oh man, that's sad, man. Peace and black power, my brother Tahuti. What's up?
What's up, Sonetta? I just want to ask the young lady, do you have a support system? Do you have anybody you can talk to?
I have my mom and I have my therapist. So that's who I confide in, I talk to.
Okay, so you are in therapy and you're trying to get some help?
Yes.
Okay. I think that everybody in the chat room right now should start sending positive energy towards this sister. You know, she's going through a lot. You can hear in her voice she's still hurting. So let's take a moment of silence and send her some positive energy her way where she can begin to be, to heal from this.
Yes.
Because it's a lot of black women out here who actually have been molested, like the brother said, and nobody's speaking up about it.
And not only they're speaking up, but they don't even want to come out. Because sometimes, like I said, people don't want to come out because they feel embarrassed or they feel like nobody's going to believe them or, stuff like that. So this sister still didn't come out.
Right.
So this sister,
And
I want to commend her, man, for even coming out to tell her story, bro. This is not going to be the last time we talk, sister.
Yes, sister. We just want you to know, that we take pride in what you're doing. We take pride in the fact that you're not going to just be a victim and stay a victim. When you fight, you turn in the tables. That's part of healing, is to get out there and fight. And then, this way your story can go a long way and other people can begin to come out, and begin to speak on this,
right.
Because what's happening is that there's a silence. It's silence in the black community where all this stuff is taking place and nobody wants to talk about it. So I commend you for what you're doing. I respect you for what you're doing, and you have my sympathy and you have my love, and I'm sending you positive energy. And I want to see you get through this. So as a member of the House of Consciousness, we're gonna do some follow-up, okay?
Yes.
Don't think you in this by yourself, okay? We're gonna try to do all we can to help you and make sure that you're gonna survive this and you're gonna get past this, okay? So don't ever feel like you're alone, okay? Ever.
Thank you so much.
Okay, my sister.
Thank you, brother. What happened, sister? Did you ever come out and tell your mother about, is it her brothers or your father's brothers?
Yeah, I told my mom, and of course that's when I found out that it was happening to other members of my family, because again, I thought it was only me. And I just remember making the decision to go forward to the courts on my uncle and how it divided my family. It divided my family. My mom's sisters shut her off. Her mom shut her off. It was just supposed to be this secret that we were supposed to keep in the house, and nobody was ever supposed to know.
All right. Once again, Sister Jasmien Vaughn, she says, she comes out and says that Paul Wall has molested her as a 14-year-old young girl. And also she has also been molested by her uncles, 2 of her uncles, not one, but 2 of them. It was like they was creeping in, taking turns. This is sad. At 6 years old, and nobody was able to say nothing. That's crazy right there. That's crazy. Wasn't you going to the doctors, my sister, to get checked out and stuff like that? The doctors didn't find out nothing?
I just don't remember any of that. I think it was just, once I started acting out, I started being more verbal. I started, not wanting to be at home. Everything that I was in, I started failing in. I didn't want to be at school. I was having fallouts at school. And that's another thing that hurt me, because I went from being this lively girl to being weird. And a lot of the girls that I went to school with, they didn't know, they bullied me. They didn't even know what I was going through at home. So being at school was my freedom. It was my break. And they took that away from me. I was crying out for help and nobody knew. I didn't know how to even ask. I didn't even know how to tell because I thought I was alone.
Sorry to hear that, sister. Are you able to be in a relationship now with a young brother your age?
No.
Talk about that.
That's
Talk
one
about
of
that.
that's one of my biggest struggles because throughout going through this, pretty much every relationship I have has failed because I have trust issues. I don't know if a person is really genuinely into me or just my looks. It's hard to decipher that. It's hard to really meet a man and think that, hey, they don't have any bad intentions. They really just want to love me. I can't be in a successful relationship. I can't. I can't love a man because I think every man is gonna hurt me. They're gonna do something to me. They're gonna leave me. I don't want to go through that, so I'm alone. I stay alone.
Damn, sister. I got like 3 sisters that I know that I'm gonna hook you up with. Some powerful sisters that went through the same thing you went through. I think it was her uncle as well. And I speak of none other than Sarah Lena. Sister Sarah Lena. Y'all know who she is. I interviewed her a few times where she told her story. So I'm gonna bring her back on with this sister and then another sister. So this is going to be powerful discussion. We got to really get into this. And we got to talk about this. We got to clean our house, man. Hold on.
Call from
Peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hell of a vision, the boost. I want to ask the sister, do she pray?
To be 100, no, I don't. I just sometimes I feel like I'm not even worthy of God because I just feel like I don't. I just feel like I'm not worthy of Him to love me because I just all the things that I've been through. Why would God put me through this? Why would He let this man hurt me? Why? It's just so many whys. And I shouldn't have a closer relationship with God because I grew up in church. But right now, no, I don't. I don't pray. I don't.
I'm just saying, at what point in time in your life did you stop?
I think it was right after right after like my 13th birthday. I just gave up and I just
So
wanted.
the individuals who you say was your uncles.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. You said 6. They was into church too.
I don't know about their personal lives. I don't know what they did.
So were they still with you?
Do they stay with me?
Yeah, did they stay with you at the time?
Oh, they were living with my grandmother, and my mom had her own beauty salon at the time, so we were dropped off there, periodically, and they would be the ones that would be watching us. Yeah.
Yeah, they was all beauty center.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it just happened to you, the individual you was with also?
Oh no, it happened to a few of us. It happened to 2 of my sisters, my 2 oldest cousins, a little cousin, numerous of girls from our neighborhood that we knew. It happened to them.
I'm just saying from your situation dealing with them. I'm just saying with your family situation dealing with them. Was you the only person at that time going through that situation?
What do you mean, like coming for a Taylor?
No, coming toward getting fooled with when you got dropped off.
Was I the only person that was coming to the house to be raped?
No, was you the only person that they was babysitting at that time?
No. It was a couple of us. It was me, my cousins. I think at that time my 2 oldest cousins had already been raped and molested, so they were no longer coming to the house. But it was just at that time that it started. The first day that it actually started happening, it was me and my baby cousin. I mean, I remember all the way down to what I was wearing, with the games that I was playing, what I was doing when he first called me in the house to initially start, touching me. I remember, giving him oral sex, all kind of stuff.
Hold up. Say that again. You remember what?
I remember performing oral sex on my uncle.
Do y'all hear that, family? Damn, this shit.
Yeah, it was horrible, to be told, when you meet a man, you're supposed to do what your man tell you to do. You're supposed to submit to your man, and for a long time, that's just how I thought of relationships. The man controlled the relationship.
Now, let me ask you, first of all, have you and your cousins ever came together and sat down and talked about this stuff that's going on? Have y'all ever did that?
it's so much anger in my family for the fact that nobody wants to be held accountable and nobody wants to take the blame. That none of us deal with each other. We don't have good relationships. We don't talk to each other like we should. And we've tried, but our older aunts and the older great aunts and stuff, they just want to forget about it. Nobody wants to be held accountable. Nobody wants to say, hey, this is my fault. If I would have done this, it could have stopped with just Christy and Tia.
Did you see the documentary of R. Kelly?
No, I haven't watched it.
Oh, okay. See, I know you don't even want to watch it. I know you heard about it. You said, I don't even want to watch that.
Yeah, no.
Right, because I was going to ask you.
It's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard.
Right.
Because even with me getting therapy, it's out here everywhere you turn on. It's out here, so I can't get a peace of mind. I'm constantly thinking about this. I can't even work. I can't even go on with my life because I'm constantly thinking about this. It hurts. I feel like I'm never gonna be normal. Like I'm never gonna get past this. I'm never gonna be able to breathe and just say, you know what? I finally did it. I can move on now.
I feel bad for you, my sister. I'm sorry for that. Let me ask you this, because a lot of people say things like, out of molestation also comes homosexuality, lesbianism. Have you ever had thought into the mindset of that? Because a lot of us still wondering, why is our people turning this? Do you look towards the opposite sex sometime now because of all of the stuff that went down? No.
No, I feel more isolated than I do. I can't have relationships with people because, when it comes to women, some of these girls, they're okay with what happened. So I can't identify with them. With some people, they ended up, turning into, being a lesbian, which one of my sisters.
Yeah, see, that's why. Yeah, that's why I asked.
She ended up becoming a stud. It affects people different ways. Some of us become more promiscuous. Some of us withdraw from the world, and that just happened to be me. I withdrew from the world. I didn't care anymore. I didn't want to be out there and, deal with people anymore. I was alone.
Mm-hmm. Well, sister, I want to thank you for coming on, and I'm gonna probably call you back later on with somebody else on the line. All right, my sister. Okay. I got other people that I would love to talk to you with. And we're going to get together and have a powerful panel with other people that went through the same thing that you went through. So you can see that you are not alone. Some of these people are more mature, and they can also add on and give you some help and some ideas of what they went through. Okay, my sister? Yeah. I want to thank you. Is there anything else you would like the people to know before we go?
I just want people to not be so quick to judge. Everybody is affected differently when it comes to rape, molestation, any type of abuse. Don't be so quick to judge if you have not walked in their shoes. Try to analyze it from both perspectives. I was 14 years old when this man took advantage of me, regardless to whatever happened or how I got to the club. I was a kid with a grown man who preyed on me. Don't be so quick to judge. Listen to my story. Listen. Stop wanting to just reply. Listen. Listen. That's all we want. We just want somebody to listen. And that's why we can't tell, because y'all too busy trying to reply when all we just wanted somebody to listen. Listen.
Thank you, my sister. I appreciate your call. Thank you for being brave enough to come on. I appreciate you. We love you. And we're going to give you a call. I'm going to give you another call later on, all right?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Peace and black power to my sister, Jasmien Vaughn. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. Now, my sister wanted me to cut the chat off. I didn't want to cut the chat off. And I understand why she wanted to cut it off, and I usually will cut it off. But sometimes we need to see the mindset of our condition. You see, you look at this sister, and you think this sister is bad, but nah, it's really the evil ones that be in the chat room. Look at all the foul stuff that y'all been saying about the sister, all the nasty stuff that y'all say. But then you always talking crazy about me and what I do. And I told y'all, because you don't see their faces, you don't see their life. You thinking that they upright and they good and they all good. But see, they want to always cast judgment on everybody else. And until you really see those people in the chat room, they are worse than any man. I don't even want to say nothing else, man. It's just sad that our people got to do that. And this sister came out to tell her story. You see what I'm saying? This right here backs a lot of people up. And I think y'all doing that because some of y'all probably in the chat room have molested your daughter or molested your niece or molested somebody. This is why y'all do that. Because anybody in their right mind will not bang on the sister. She been molested by 2 of her fucking uncles, man. 2 of her uncles. She had to give her baby away. She had to give her baby away to her grandmother because she wasn't fit to raise him. She's going through it right now. And that's the worst that y'all could do is come on here and trash the sister, not give her no upliftment whatsoever. What kind of people you have become, man? When you talking about me? What kind of people have y'all become? Sad shit, man. We the worst, bro. We the worst goddamn. I ain't gonna say we. I'm not saying all of us. I'm talking about you that's out there right now. All right, somebody say, "Sir, we believe the uncle part, not the Paul Wall part." Why not? Why wouldn't you? You don't know her story. She was 14 years old, fam. She was 14. If your daughter came back to you and told you it happened, you gonna say the same thing to her? Oh, I don't believe your story that Eminem got you. I don't believe that. The fuck, man. I don't understand y'all. Why you can't believe it until proven wrong? You see, you got to be able to prove that she's wrong first. Y'all motherfuckers are whack. Y'all silly as hell with that. Evil people, bro. And that y'all evil, man. And y'all all talk this black man, the white man is the devil. You talk so much about that white man. Y'all some evil motherfucking niggas, man. For real. And that's it. Peace and black power to the real people out there. Thank you to the real moderators out there. We out of here, man. Peace, man. We out, man.